In Miradi, you must start by adding content in the diagram space. If you don't like diagrams, don't worry, there are other ways to work with the data after you get started. You can start in the situation analysis or the results chains view. Following best practices, the conservation standards advise that you start with the situation model to make sure you have clearly documented the situation within which you are working. If you already have a strategic plan that you are bringing into Miradi, you might choose to start with results chains instead. Either way, adding content in the diagrams is the same in both views. To add a factor, select the type of factor from the left pane and drag it onto the canvas. Continue to add targets, contributing factors and strategies in the same way. Double-clicking the factor on the canvas allows you to quick edit its name. Note that when a factor is selected, there are additional buttons appearing along the top. You can change the factor style, open the factor properties panel, or use the ellipses to complete many more actions. In the factor properties panel, you can add details such as IDs, comments, and many more. These properties are factor sensitive, meaning they differ for each factor type. A conservation target, for example, has an option for viability status, while a strategy allows you to define a time frame and assign people. When a factor is selected in the diagram, you can also see the outlines of associated factors at the bottom. For a conservation target, you can develop goals, indicators, and stresses. Add them on the factor itself or use the properties panel. Once factors are added in your diagram space, organize them into a logical order and link them together using the Draw Link button at the top of each factor. Linking factors together is important in Miradi. It is the primary way that relationships are built in your Miradi project. In this view, for example, it is important to link your threats to your targets, or you will not be able to complete the threat analysis at a later step. Choose to work with a grid or smart guidelines or work freely on your canvas. If you need more canvas space to work in, toggle on full screen mode here in the upper right hand corner. Overall information on the diagram itself can be added under the diagram properties. This is also where you can copy a diagram to a different project or even delete a diagram if needed. You can create multiple diagram pages, both for situation analysis and results chains diagrams. Once created, navigate between all your diagrams using the drop-down menu here. Now that you have added content to your diagram, you can find it and work with it in other views, such as the target viability and threat analysis views. If you have created a results chain diagram, you will not only be able to edit content in the other views, but you can also add content to your results chain in the work planning and progress tracking views. We'll cover these steps in later videos.